Fight man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
All right, man. It's mad foggy out here this morning, but I did watch the Lomachenko fight. Like, it's dangerously foggy out here. I did watch the Lomachenko fight last night or whatever. Whenever y'all see this video, and Jermaine Ortiz, you know, he was a game challenger. Can't call it a high chest sparring match. You know, he came to do his thing. So you gotta congratulate Jermaine Ortiz. He'll be back. You'll be seeing him again. He just didn't have the experience. Come with experience is conditioning. That's the difference. He needs the conditioning. You know, and now he went 12, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what say Lomachenko, you know, early on he set a high pace and didn't pace himself. And he had the right game plan to beat Lomachenko. Obviously, they sparred with each other. He took it straight to him, you know. And you want to keep moving Lomachenko off the spot. They had a good game plan. When he tried to turn him, they turned with him. Andre Ward pointed that out. And it's dangerously foggy out here today. But yeah, man, I like you know, everything that, you know, they was doing. He just didn't have the experience to go 12. Man, this is bananas out here, dude. All this damn fog coming from. But yeah, he took it straight to him. That's how you gotta do Lomachenko. You gotta press Lomachenko. And he was looking mad ordinary. He was looking mad ordinary in there at times when Ortiz was taking it to him, you know, especially when hitting him to the body. Neither one of them liked the body work. You know, he just couldn't, he couldn't sustain it and he couldn't build on it. So if you can't sustain what you're doing, how can you build on it? And that just comes from lack of experience. Like I said, lack of conditioning, being at that level, you know. And, you know, Lomachenko wasn't using his jab, you know, how he should have been using his jab, and that had a lot to do with Jermaine Ortiz. So, yeah, he just needed to knock the rust off. I disagree with Andre Ward. He was rusty, or he lost a step, you know, because that wasn't the Lomachenko that we accustomed to seeing. He didn't near pressure Jermaine Ortiz and inflict the damage that he usually or the confusion that he usually able to put on people. But you know, and it helped that Ortiz was in there with him before. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like, you know, without his angles, he took advantage of a young pup in there who hadn't been to that level yet. That's just what he did. That was nothing that he did seemed to kind of throw Jermaine Ortiz off. You know, Ortiz took a couple shots that he threw a couple straight lefts to the body, a couple straight lefts to the head. You know what I'm saying? But they had a game plan. When Lomachenko got in, they held and turned him out. You know, they spent them, they turned and spent them. That way Lomachenko couldn't really work. He was big and strong. If he had that conditioning, no doubt in my mind, he would have beat Lomachenko. Possibly could have knocked that ass out too. I might not go that far, but you know, he was hitting him with uppercuts and all that stuff, and then, you know, they get to making an excuse early on when he dropped a few rounds. Well, Loma's a true featherweight coming up to lightweight. No, he is a full-fledged fucking lightweight. Let's cut the bullshit. Let's get this shit off. He's so small at lightweight, and it's always some type of excuse when Lomachenko ain't doing good. You know, he's really a lightweight, and ain't nobody trying to hear that, dude. I mean, featherweight, ain't nobody trying to hear that. He a lightweight. He been there for quite some time. Nobody trying to. If you a featherweight, go take your bitch ass back down to featherweight and compete at featherweight. It's as simple as that. They kill me with that. Well, he's a real featherweight and he's competing at lightweight. Well, go back down to featherweight then. Always some type of excuse, and the dude can fight. I give it to him. but he ain't as great as they make him seem. And I stand on that. And Jermaine Ortiz made him look like an above lightweight last night. And that's my opinion on it. He made him look like an above lightweight. So, man, we can debate this, we can debate that, and all that stuff. But Ortiz had a good game plan. He just didn't have the experience and the conditioning to carry that to the second half of that fight. And then still, Lomachenko didn't blow him out. Lomachenko just a slow starter. And that's okay because he can pick it up, but something was missing. And so he's out on the ring for a year. And that's PBC. That's customary when you're a PBC fighter. That's customary. You're gonna be out a year. You're gonna be out for a year on PBC. But then again, he was at war. So I mean, he came back quick, signed the fight. And Jermaine Ortiz was picked because he was just an opponent. That's why he was picked, because he was just an opponent. So let's just be real. But I'd like to see the kid again, and see where Lomachenko go from there. Devin Haney, whatever. I think Devin Haney he seen something. They gonna do something similar to what Jermaine Ortiz did. I think Shakur Stevenson had already been in there with Lomachenko. I think he already pretty much knew what he had to do and how he ticked. He's a master at the fundamentals of boxing. You look at him. He understands foot position. He understands angles, distance. He's a true technician at a young age, and he's just gonna keep getting better. And that's why a lot of people, including Lomachenko, really high on Shakur Stevenson. He just gonna continue to get better and better and better and better. But I can see Devin kind of adopted some things in there, but that's pretty much I was hearing that Teofimo Lopez Sr. was giving Ortiz some tips on how to beat Lomachenko. And I ain't surprised. So, can't be too careful. I wasn't surprised, but what they did was they just was aggressive, and they took the angles away with power and aggression, and they had a lot more. They had a lot more power, and I don't say power per se. They did, but they had a lot more. How can I put this? Experience. They had a lot more experience coming in there. So, experience counts. Loma with them 1,000, amateur fights. Whatever he had, 400, 500, 1,000 amateur fights. That count for something. They really do. When Floyd said you got that many amateur fights, you a professional. Kind of true. But yeah, it was a good fight. I'm glad I ended up watching it. I didn't see nothing else on the fight card. I was watching Michigan beat up on Michigan State. Didn't watch the Jake Paul fight. Didn't care to watch the Jake Paul fight. But I heard he won. And dropped Anderson Silva, so I'm not surprised. But that was a good main event, and y'all ain't know it was exclusively on ESPN Plus. That was a good card. That was a good fight. I didn't see the card, but that's a good fight. I know they got a card. December 10th. I just didn't have no interest. But apparently they got a lot of the young top prospects on there. Shushu Carrington, Keyshawn Davis gonna be on there. There's a few top guys gonna be on there. So you'll see Jermaine Ortiz again. He might be a world champion, bro. He got the looks and the skills of a world champion. Now, he know what it's like to go 12 rounds, and he got to, make some adjustments to his nutrition, diet, and to his strength and conditioning. And I'm pretty sure he will. Pretty sure he will. So, Lomachenko, a lot of people want to see him going there with Devin Haney. Devin Haney was in attendance last night. We'll see. If Devin can't make the weight, nah. And like I said, I see somebody in the comments that said, well, turn of the cheek ain't got nothing to do with slavery. Yes, it do. That's funny how other people tell you that and don't know the history of it. Yes, it do. Turn the other cheek. That's where the Christianity, the only thing we was allowed to learn, taught us. That's the only thing it taught us. We was allowed to teach, and that's return of the cheek. Because you go back to some of them Egyptian days, and in them days in Africa, they believed in barter for barter. You're a carpenter, and you sold fruit or produce. I do some work, you give me some fruit. And they believe an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. I don't think I gotta explain that. So that's kind of what they explain. We always ask to turn the other cheek and forgive and forget, and a lot of times we do. Look at that Vasyl Jones case. How do you forgive that lady and get up there at her sentencing and forgive her? How does that work? But like I said before, we some different individuals, bro. I for sure can't see shit out here, but just following the white lines. Hopefully everybody got their tail lights and shit intact. But Sunday morning, people out here. Crazy shit of all time. But other than that, man, that's pretty much all I got, man. But let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live, drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJGood313, Venmo, CJGood313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. One time for one time. Good for the TV. Peace.